Hey, everybody. Thank God it's Financial Freedom Fridays. I'm your host, Queenie, and in just a moment, we'll be joined by the Kingsmen. Today, we're going to talk about how to fatten a lean purse, the 7 cures to a lean purse. So, we're going to be going into detail a little bit about why our purses are not stacked the way they need to be and how to get them stacked. So I'm your host, Queenie Brown, and I am going to be joined right now by the Kingsmen. Say hello to the gentlemen. We have Mr. Dwayne Taylor and Mr. Donovan Yarbo, and we are excited today. Welcome, guys.
Good evening, good evening, family. How's everybody doing? How are you, Miss Queenie?
I'm doing good today. I'm a little tired today, but that's all right. We're talking about money, so it always perks me up.
Hey,
Let me give you
man.
guys a proper introduction. Mr. Dwayne Taylor is officially the coach. He has a 30-year background in health and fitness, and he's also ex-military. And Mr. Capo Sue, he teaches how to manage your mind, your body, and your money. Uh-oh. And so welcome, Dwayne. Dwayne. And then
Once again,
we also have Mr. Donovan Yarbo. He is a former Series 7 and Series 63 stockbroker from Wall Street. And we want to welcome you, Mr. Pay Yourself First.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be on the stream. Good evening, family. And don't start that tired mess again because you know when we
I'm
tired,
sorry.
the anointing kicks in and
I
we
know, right?
go for 40 minutes. We're trying to keep this to 25 minutes, a proper show
There we
without the
go.
commercials, but the commercials are coming. So
Right, right,
thanks for
right.
having us again, Mrs. Brown. We are excited and delighted to be here.
I'm super excited too. I can't wait to talk about how to make my purse a little bit more fat and how to stack these coins. So, today we're going to be talking a little bit about it. So, guys, where are we going to start?
Looks like the man with the hat that has the prism going through it is gonna kick it over to me. So, uh, man, so I'll just start with what's on my heart, where I want to go with it, and that's kind of what's been um, what I've been going back and forth over for the last week, and it's really what we are striving to do with these Friday shows, and that is bring awareness, open up the conversation, make sure that you're not shying away from it. First, listening to it, and as Robert Kiyosaki would say, listen to it again, then discuss it with your family or your friends or your associates, so that you can really start to apply this stuff to your life. Because without action, everything that we're speaking is meaningless to you. Now, I can be 100% honest with you. It's not meaningless to me. It means everything to me because I'm not just speaking from a place of ignorance. I'm speaking from a place of person that's applying this to my life, and I'm seeing the change. I'm seeing the purse start to fatten. I'm seeing the financial literacy start to erase bad financial decisions from the past as a Series 7 and 63 licensed stockbroker. Yes, I was financially illiterate. I had a license that could sell you a product, but I did not have the knowledge to help you grow wealth, keep wealth, and protect wealth. So that's what's been on my heart, is a synonym or acronym or just verbiage that I've been using, where you earn the income, earn the money, you grow the money, protect the money. See, we've only learned how to earn it. We were never taught, or we never learned as a majority. Some of you have taken the steps, and some of you are listening to us just to solidify and share with others what you have learned and what you hear us speaking of. But a lot of us haven't. We've only learned how to earn money, and that's through the one of the left side of the cash flow quadrant, for those that are familiar with it, either as an employee or a self-employed person that owns their own business, be it a hair salon, nail salon, landscaping company, pressure washing, mobile car washing, a retail shop that you own, a corner store that you own, things like that. We've owned our own business, or we've worked for someone, but we've never moved to the point of learning how to grow that income that we made, grow that money, or to protect it so that it truly does take care of the next generations. So that's what these first, the 5 laws of gold that we talked about, and then the 7 cures for a lean purse, what it really starts to highlight is how to go from earning it. Okay, you did that part. Great. Let's not go from earn to spend. Let's go from earn to grow it and then protect it. So how do we grow it? We have to have the knowledge of the systems and the avenues that are out there for you to employ your money. And what does the first cure for a lean purse? And just for understanding, a lean purse means broke. You're broke, living paycheck to paycheck. There's more month at the end of the money, meaning, you have September 1st, September 30th. Well, when we get to September 25th, the money's done, but there's still 5 days left, and you need October to kick in because you need that money to get through the rest. So that first cure for a lean purse is to start that first purse to fattening. And the example is, if you earn 10 coins, what would happen if you were to keep 1 coin for every 10 that you make and live off the 90? Well, after 10 months, you would have 10 coins worth of salary already still in your purse. Your purse would be fat. And then you put that what you set aside, you put it to work. So, man, we got so many different ways we can go with this, so many avenues. But what I want to definitely make sure I leave you guys with in this opening is that we have to take the action. It's not enough just to learn about it. If you don't apply it, it will never work. We all came up under a pastor that used to have the analogy of a man walking through a desert, dying of thirst. And he gets to a glass of water and says, if I drink this water, I will not die. If I drink this water. Yes, we know that. Stop with the if and just drink the water. So, ladies and gentlemen, 5 laws of gold, 7 cures to a cure, 7 cures for a lean purse. Drink the water. Over to you, Mr. Taylor.
That's good. So I sit here, ever since we've been on this journey of learning about money and wealth, it's a challenging place. And the reason it's challenging is because when you finally do get exposed to new knowledge, new wisdom, new revelation, but you've done the mental work to put yourself in position to be able to hear and receive the knowledge and the wisdom that's being told or communicated. And when you get in that position where it's time for you to begin to teach it or to share it, and then sometimes you see how the people don't respond or they don't catch it, and you forget because they've done a good job at programming us. They've done an excellent job of teaching us what not to do to fatten our purses, right? The system that they have designed is actually designed to keep a lean purse. And I want to read something in the book real quick because I think this is what everybody misses. And because the mind has a automatic response to make things very difficult and challenging. And I want to read this real quick. He says he's talking about what Mr. Yarbo just said, taking 1 coin and keeping it for yourself. And he said this right here: deride not what I say because of its simplicity. Truth is always simple. And the truth of the matter is, the way you begin to truly fatten your purse is begin to pay yourself first. And it doesn't matter how long it begins to take to create that momentum, you have to start. We've been trained. Whenever we come into a place where we want to make a change, everything that wants to keep us from changing is going to hit us. Even worse, because you've now made a conscious decision to make a change, but subconsciously, your mind is going into high gear to say no, because anytime safety is going to be threatened, belonging is going to be threatened, or your sense of love is going to be threatened, everything in your subconscious mind is going to come back at you and tell you not to take those simple steps. What's the simple step? Pay yourself first. Listen to what you're paying yourself. A dime from every dollar. We don't feel or believe that we can live without that dime. A dime off of every dollar can make you a rich person. But we don't believe in the simplicity of that So that's why we don't do it. There's something in the network marketing world that says, what does it say, Donovan? They say, um, it's it's simple. Is it? It's simple to do, and it's also simple not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The things that get us wealthy are simple to do, and they're simple not to do. And the reason, once again, why they're simple not to do is because we are conditioned, we are trained not to truly understand our worth and what money truly represents. It's not that paper stuff that you put in your pocket. It represents an energy, it represents a power, it represents an ability that we all have the ability to produce. If we're lacking in money, something's wrong. Something's wrong with our thinking, because we shouldn't be lacking no thing, because why? There's only abundance. So apparently we still have a perception of lack and not enough in our worlds. That's why we keep struggling with this money thing. It's so amazing how this thing called money just truly controls our entire lives. And until you become its master, you're never going to have peace. So if you want peace in your life, and I'm not saying just because you have money you're going to have peace, because we know that just because you have money don't mean you have peace in every area of your life. But let's keep it in context. Let's keep it in what we're trying to say. When you have enough money to take care of all your bills and stuff, that relieves a pressure that most people don't even get to enjoy. Only a small percentage of people truly get to enjoy the fact that they have no monetary concerns. They may have other concerns, but that monetary concern is done. But it all started with that one principle, which was pay yourself first, because that's what wealthy people do. Back over to you, Mr. Yabo or Miss Queenie.
That I'm glad you said what you said, and let me just back up because we started doing these shows because of conversations that you and I were having, Coach, and you were sharing the very same stuff we talk about now. Um, and I wanted to make sure that this information got out to the masses because it's valuable. And with the times being what they are, we really need to hear it and we really need to act on it. But what you just said was so powerful because I'm in that same position. It's a battle to shift even the smallest, most simple behavior, and we've got to shift and recognize, well, number one, that we've been programmed and that the program is to keep you broke. The program is to keep you broke. The program is to keep me broke. So I've
Yep.
got to break out of these habits that are going to keep me broke. And just taking that simple step, whatever that tenth is, put it aside, put it in a place where it can grow, just like you said. And that doesn't look like a bank necessarily, right? Um, but I just wanted to just touch on the fact that we've got to get clear on the fact that we are and have been for our entire lives programmed to not take care of this one particular thing. And this is the most important thing that's going to keep our family surviving and thriving. Um, so yeah, thank you for that.
And let me piggyback on that because that's, we try to downgrade the importance of money because, most of us know the scripture that says, the love of money is the root of all evil. So we don't want that root in us.
Amen.
And when you're coming from a place of love, you can love on more people, love them better when you are operating in the abundance that is your birthright.
Amen.
So it's not that we're conniving and scheming to get the money, but we are using the system. So in essence, we are using a scheme, but we've been deceived to think that using a scheme is bad. But when, I'm a guy that's come from sports. In sports, you have an offensive scheme and a defensive scheme, and a coach is trying to out scheme the other coach and hope that his players are able to execute. Okay, well, we have an offense, the kingdom of heaven. We have a defense, the king. I ain't gonna even call it a kingdom, but the dimensions of darkness. So your coach from the kingdom of heaven wants to give you a scheme, wants to give you a system, wants to give you a way, a path to the abundance that is already yours. You have to take it. We think that we have these, passions and these gifts, and well, this is what I do. and this is my thing. Great. What does that have to do with you learning the game of money as being played out on this earth right now and mastering it, so that that is removed as an obstacle for your life, or your passion is not tied to the money? Your passion is tied to, this is how I can be a blessing to my community, to my family, to the people that I come into contact with. So we do have to take some responsibility and some ownership in learning these laws, learning these cures, applying them, so that as time passes, because we all know time is going to pass regardless of what you're doing. So why not make sure that when it passes, you get to a point where money is no longer an issue and you are truly walking in the freedom that you were designed to walk in? Again, let's keep the important things and keep the focus. This is, thank God, it's Financial Freedom Fridays. So that is the goal. That is what we want to march toward.
Mm-hmm.
Not a flip of the switch, not a lottery hit, not going to Vegas and hitting it big, but a slow and steady move toward financial freedom. And before you know it, you'll be there without realizing you got there. But it takes learning the laws that govern the building of wealth and doing them. Like Arcad said, if you guys can see, I changed my room around a little bit. So my books are across the room. So I'm not going to leave the screen to go get it. But Arcad says in The Richest Man in Babylon, he says, if you have not attained the abundance that you desire since we were youths, it's because of two reasons. Only two. Not these other excuses of my upbringing, the man trying to hold me down, mom and them, Pookie and them, my education. No, it's either you have not learned the laws that govern the building of wealth, number one, ignorance. And number two, if you have gotten past ignorance, you have not applied them. They work.
Mm.
Take these 5 laws and these 7 cures and call me in the morning. They work. I am your doctor. This is the prescription. Don't allow myself, Mr. Taylor, Mrs. Brown, on this stream to continue to bring you these live streams from the beauty, comfort of our homes, out of the passion and love in our hearts for you, right? And see us a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, walking in exactly what we were talking about, and you never took step 1 on the journey. Take the first step. You will love yourself for it. Over to you, Mr. Taylor.
It's very interesting, like talking about money. Like it's really, it's just so funny to me, because when you hear people talk about money, the main people that rip people that talk about money will be the same people going to buy a lottery ticket trying to hit it big. And we have this misconcept that money's not important. Let's not get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Money is very important for what it's designed to do. It's designed to allow us to live the life we want, to provide for our families the way we want, to be able to take care of our elderly. Like if our parents are sick and something goes down, don't you want the money to be able to take care of them? Don't you want to be able to have the ability to give your children the best of the best? Don't you want to have the ability to to do whatever it is you desire to do, right? But it takes money to do that. It takes that product to be able to exchange what you need for what that thing is designed to do. And like we always say, would you rather have not enough, just enough, or more than enough? I guarantee you, majority of people, if you passing out stacks about, I guarantee all those people that say money ain't important, and everybody said, hey, everybody that said money's not important, you step to the back, and then everybody else step to the front, you start passing out 10,000 stacks. The people that said money ain't important gonna be like, oh man, because you lied to yourself. And one more thing that kind of hit me when you were speaking, Donovan, was the reason we don't have a desire to go for freedom, because the first thing is you need a desire for freedom. And the reason we don't desire to be free of the money issue is because we think we're already free.
Mm,
Mm.
mm,
That's why we don't go for it. That's why we don't believe money is important, because we don't understand what freedom truly is.
Mm.
So therefore, why is money important? It's not. I'm already free. No, you're not. You're not free. You're not free until you can wake up and do what you want, when you want, how you want, with who you want, where you want, for however long you want. And until we get into that position, man, you should fight tooth and nail to get there. When you understand what those Federal Reserve debt notes, maybe it's because I understand what the Federal Reserve debt notes are. When you understand each Federal Reserve debt note only has 3 cents of purchasing power, why do you want to work for that? Why wouldn't you want to build something on the back end that will create those for you so you can be free? I'm not saying you got to quit your job if that's what you love to do. Keep working. But God forbid something happened to that job, you have a system, you applied the laws and the principles that we're talking about, and now you have something in the background running. You have a steady stream filling your lake, right? But when you're only working with a sense of purchasing power, and that's real. Like, you might not believe that, but you are literally working for 3 cents of purchasing power with every one of those debt notes. So it's it's so amazing, this context of this money world, and just the perceptions and the mindsets and the mental bondage that people truly have around a fictitious entity. Over to you.
Whenever you talk about those debt notes, I want to always remind people that you're talking about that dollar bill. You're talking about the one, the 10, the five. Those are the debt notes that are from the Federal Reserve. Can you talk a little bit more about that, just so that we have some clarity?
Yeah, it's a product, and I'll let Mr. Yarbo expound on it, but it's a product that they created in 1913. They wanted a group of bankers called the cartel, a banking cartel. I mean, this is common knowledge. They wanted the ability to create the money supply for the United States government. So they created a scheme, they created a plan, they created a way to print the money supply for our government. So they switched out the government's real money with their debt notes. They exchanged a system of wealth for a system of debt. There was no debt. The United States was not in debt before 1913. We got in debt once the Federal Reserve kicked in and created their collection agency called the IRS. So you are literally working for a product that is designed to keep you in debt, because it's called a debt note. You literally labor and toil for debt. You don't labor and toil for wealth. You labor and toil for debt. And then you have to take that debt, and you got to do alchemy, and you got to turn it into gold.
Mm.
Over to you, Don.
mm,
And it's not backed by gold anymore. People
mm.
people don't know that. I had a
Mm-mm.
woman kind of argue me down about that. That money's backed by gold. I said not anymore. Yeah.
So that was the scam and scheme that was pulled with the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank. They started out using, if you could give me the whole screen, Ms.
Oh,
Brown.
I apologize, sir.
No, that's fine. They started out using the
Mm.
U.S. Treasury um, silver certificates. So these certificates were from the United States Treasury. Now, watch the magic trick. I don't know how well you can see this with my ring light, but the magic trick is it looks exactly the same, but it does not say silver certificate from the US Treasury. It says Federal Reserve note.
Turn it around one more time.
One more
The
time.
silver
Okay.
side. Silver
So
And
side.
hold on, let me point something out. Notice the Treasury's seal is blue. The note is silver and blue. Go ahead,
yep.
Mr. Yarbo, you can flip it.
That's the Treasury note. the Treasury certificate, and this is the Federal Reserve's note.
Wow. And they turned it to green.
Yes,
But
this,
what was the silver certificate? What did it represent?
it represented real money that was on deposit. So this was to make money carrying easy. So this was your representative, your stand-in, so to speak, to say that there is $1 worth of silver on deposit with the United States Treasury payable to the bearer on demand. Well, most people would just exchange the notes because they were exchanging the wealth. So basically how money started, or the exchange started with barter. I had something that you wanted, we exchanged. Well, what happened when you had something that I wanted, but I didn't have anything that you wanted?
Mm.
Well, I almost cussed. Well, I'm just out. I got to go find something to barter with you. So the people agreed on a universal exchange, and it became what was valuable, which was gold and silver. Well, gold and silver became too cumbersome and too weighty to carry around. So that's when the certificates that represented the money came into being. And when the Federal Reserve Note was able to trick Congress into signing the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, which immediately also brought in income taxes, where if you read the Constitution, it tells you that the founding fathers did not want to tax men on their labor. Now, on our
Wow.
use of goods and services and you know, to run the economy, yes, we pay taxes for that. That's what pays for your roads, your streets, your fire department, your police department, your civic entity, so to speak. The income tax pays the owners of the central banking system, which is why they remain the wealthy. And I heard a gentleman last night at one of my jobs say this, because they were, one of the ad campaigns kept talking about the workers, the workers, the workers, and he felt insulted. Why do they keep calling us the workers? Because that's all you are to them. You are a cog in the wheel. You are a asset on their balance sheet until you're no longer useful and we bring the next person in. Well, Financial Freedom Fridays is about not being a worker, getting the education that, like Mr. Taylor said, these Federal Reserve notes, yeah, I'm showing it. The Federal Reserve note does not have the buying power that it once had. So don't rely on that to protect you for your future and to grow wealth. Most folks that we know that have grown wealth have used assets, real estate, or their talents, their gifts in front of a microphone, their gifts in front of a camera, their gifts on a field of play, etc. But no one, or only a small percentage of people, go through the traditional system of go to school and get these fancy degrees and then come out on the other side wealthy after 30, 40 years of working. Well, there
Hmm.
are systems out there that are designed to get you wealthy in 6 to 12 months, in 3 to 6 weeks, all depending on the commitment and the time that you'll put in. And we can't really go into it on this stream, but Mr. Taylor and myself, we run a private Zoom platform called the KingsMan Wealth and Investment Group on Sundays at 8 p.m. that we'll gladly forward you the link to. And we don't open the link until 7:30 on Sunday evening, because it's only for those that are thirsty, those that are hungry, those that want this freedom thing and are going to chase after it. We run with the runners. That's what we do. And we sit down and we break down systems of leverage and systems of investment that we use that are blowing our cash flow systems out the water, continuing to put assets in our pocket to protect our future, and giving us these smiles that you see us walking around with. I know we scowl from time to time, because when you're feeding this information, man, we want to cut you open and just pour it into your head and to get you to take action, but we can't. But when you decide to, when you decide, a decision is an open door to reality. When you decide that a portion of this wealth that you see in this world, you're going to obtain it, nothing can stop that decision. And then once you make that decision and connect with the right people and the right systems, nothing can stop what you have imagined to come.
Mm.
Nothing can stop the manifestation of your wealth. Nothing can stop the manifestation of the wealth in my house. Nothing can stop the manifestation of the wealth in Mr. Taylor's house. Nothing can stop the manifestation of wealth in Mrs. Brown's house. The only thing that can stop the manifestation of wealth in your house is you deciding that this is dung, this is not for you. You're going to keep doing what you're doing, and you already see that it doesn't work. Man, that's insanity. You already see that it doesn't work. What you're doing is not working for wealth building. It's taking care of your day to day. But how long can you do that? See, the 7 cures for a lean purse discuss everything that you need to do to start, to grow, and to protect. Over to you, Mr. Taylor.
Like this, money is one of them things you can always talk about, but I'm sitting here and something just dropped in my spirit, and I heard this. Tell them that money is very important. And you know why? Because you're important. And I'm not trying to be insensitive right now about what I'm about to say. Look how many people that say money is not important and they lost their jobs and now they homeless. You can't tell me money is not important. You can't tell me with COVID-19 going on and all these people losing their homes, their jobs, their situations, and you're trying to tell me money is not important? It is important. It's very important. Why? It's important because it's designed to take care of you. It's not the money. You're the money. You're what truly gives the money its true value. Why? Because you believe it says $1. They printed a 5 on there and you believed it was $5. They understand that your belief in their product keeps them rich. It's your belief in their product. So money is very important because of what it is, and its class and what it was purposed and designed to do. There's nothing above it. Period. Like you can't compare. Like people try to compare money and your relationship with God. They're two different things. I know sometimes it seems like they're close, but they're not. They're two different things. One is for this physical plane. We live on a physical plane where you need that stuff called money. If you living in a, let's say, an industrial or technological world, unless you're a indigenous tribe that is still living in the forest or the jungles of Brazil, and there's nothing wrong with that life because they live a very peaceful life. They enjoy life. They do exactly what we were designed to do: live and enjoy, tribe, community. That's all they do, right? But we live in this world where we're the only species of being. I gotta pay for a roof over my head. I gotta pay for clothes. I gotta pay to eat. What? Why? That stuff should all be natural. But because a group of people created a system that says, hey, we need all this stuff. Not only that, they feed you these commercials to tell you need these Jordans, you need this, you need that, you need that, you need that to do what? Feel important, to feel like you're something. Why? Because of this false image of what this money supposedly can get us, right? It's really crazy if you really think about it. We're trading paper for stuff. Like it's really crazy. But we sit around and we chase it and we chase it and we labor and we kill people for it. And there are laws. There are 2 laws that you can use: leverage and compounding. And you can put those 2 laws in any system, any good, any product, or any service. You use leverage and compounding, and you put them in the system, you can take care of all your financial situations. But we won't take the time to do that. Back to you.
We wouldn't, but today we're learning how. We're learning how,
Yes,
and we're gonna
we're
start.
learning how
We're
to
learning
to do
how,
that.
and we are committing to ourselves, and myself included, to take action, because we need to. We have to. It's just time's up for playing. We're getting older, and you need to learn and do. So thank you guys so much today. I learned a lot. I appreciate it. I hope you all who are watching learned a lot. We're growing together, family. We're learning about this money so that we all can be on that journey to freedom. Freedom is not something that is this nebulous idea that just exists outside. It actually is an ideal that we can aspire to and we can actually achieve. It's part of our promises that God made to us, and it's part of our birthright. So walk in it, rise to it. So before we go, guys, are there any other comments you want to say before we shut it down?
I just want to leave with this real quick. I understand, family, that there are systems that can truly be used to get you free. See, we don't believe that systems are real because we live in a quadrant called the employee quadrant where you work. The only thing you've been trained and understand to do is work. So when somebody presents an opportunity like somebody may present to you, or even what we present, it's hard for a lot of people to grasp it because they don't understand the language. But what I'm saying, I'm asking the family is begin to learn the language. It's not hard. 1 degree of change will change your life. Just my passion, Donovan and Queenie know this. It's it's you. I'm always talking to you because you're worth it. You're worth the freedom. You're worth it. I'm done.
Mm. All right, now, Donovan, you want to say something before we shut it down?
Just take action, family. We don't have a monopoly on the all the systems that lead to building wealth, but take action. Don't be prideful. Um, if you don't have one, we have great ones for you. And the beauty of the systems that we use is they're all free. They don't cost you anything because we know sometimes that's a barrier to entry for a lot of people is the initial cost. They don't have it. Well, we have found and researched systems that don't cost you anything. They just allow you to get started. So take action. Do your research, do your due diligence. I understand that. I did the same thing. Mr. Taylor can tell you 15 months. Took him 15 months to talk me into keeping my own money. So I
Listen
am
to that.
not I am not innocent of walking in ignorance and then walking in indecisiveness, but now I'm on the other side of that. And that's why I'm here to implore you. Don't be me. Don't take that much time. Be quick to move. T. Harv Eker writes in the book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, that millionaires use a technique called ready, fire, aim, as opposed to ready, aim, fire.
Mm.
They get ready as quickly as possible and they take the shot. And then they believe in themselves. They believe in the wisdom that they possess, the ability, the intelligence that they possess to correct along the way as they learn more. But when they see an opportunity, like Mr. Taylor, I think spoke maybe last week or the week before last, or maybe on our private Sunday meetings, Sir Richard Branson says, if you see an opportunity, someone offers you an opportunity, say yes and figure it out on the other side. God bless you all. Thank you for your
Oh,
time. I've enjoyed myself. Thank you, Mrs. Brown.
thank you both. We so are grateful for your wisdom, both of you, and your time. I'm just honored to be on this journey with you guys. Thank you, family, so much for joining us for another Thank God It's Financial Freedom Fridays. We will see you all back next week. Make sure you leave a comment, and before you go, check the description here and go ahead and click on the link so you can create your own free account. Get started paying yourself first, and if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments for us. And if you're interested in joining the guys on Sunday nights, let us know and we'll get that information to you as well. Be blessed, family. Take action. We're worth it. Blessings. Bye, guys.
God bless you.